Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh, Hari Om Mona. I have to start the
recording in progress.
Yes, so we are seeing the last portion of the revision of chapter 3. Not sure if there's a problem. No, doesn't look. Whereby, again, Krishna has given away the basic knowledge regarding what should Arjun do, and in his place, when we have doubts, what is our plan of action or our mode of choosing, criteria of choosing, Shastra Vidya gives us that very clearly. Actually, the confusion generally is in our understanding, just as Arjun said, he is confused what is Bhagwan really telling him to do. The confusion in our minds is because of our own personality, our own thinking, our own likes and dislikes, preferences, ragadvesh, etc. These are the ones that are preventing the clarity to remain with us when we need it, in times when we have to choose what is the right thing to do. So Arjun is got the message loud and clear actually that he is supposed to fight this war, but fight it in a way that he should have the right mindset before entertaining or before indulging in the starting the action plan. So, in the previous verses so far, Krishna has said all the reasons, and to all of us, our own swadharma, our own dharma, swadharma, one's own dharma, is what one ought to stick to, even if it means an extreme case shown here, nidhanam, even if it means death while executing one's own dharma. For most of us, dharma is a very encompassing term, very, very, very layered, very complexed in a way, because dharma is flexible. I'm repeating myself. The principle of dharma remains the same for everyone, but its execution is flexible. The principle of dharma is based on the fact that human being is just one life form amongst all the plenty menti, as many life available. And a human span of life is literally not even a blink of an eye from the totalities, say Brahmaji's day. So entire human life, which a human being lives with a lot of involvement, is just emerging and going. Like you have these insects during monsoons that come at night around the light, you see them, hundreds of them, and in the morning you see all of them lifeless on the floor. They just came for a short time, but they would have lived a whole life within that little short human time. To us, it is just morning, night to morning, and to them, they may have lived many years, their time cycle. This understanding of a human being being just one of the life creatures, one of the life expressions, is the fundamental to dharma. Dharma means that which is protecting, जो रक्षा करती है. And so the famous thing we've all heard, we all know, dharmo rakshati rakshataha. Whoever protects dharma, dharma protects that person. Whoever protects, dharma protects. Dharma is dharayati, the one जो धारण करता है. One जो धारण करता है means जो support, sustain. What supports and sustains? A principle which supports and sustains. What life would be a common way of saying it. Because starting is, if there is life, there is opportunities for everything. That's the minimum starting point for dharma. But one who supports dharma is in turn protected by dharma. For what? Towards its own higher gati. It enables the higher gati. Higher gati means if I am in a particular embodiment today, in a particular place and environment, dharma is the reason for it. Dharma in this context will be translated as or understood as karma. As I said, dharmas have layers. So, that which supports life, sustenance. To start off with, where are we? We are wherever we find ourselves as born, it is based on our own karma. The law that governs this gati, gati means movement, movement of an individual life experience. Gati means movement in simple terms, movement of life experiences. Birth and death is an experience. Death, of course, we don't remember, but these are our experiences. Uh, Janma, what are the Shadvikas? Janma, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. Jayate, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. The 6 stages of human lifespan. Jayate, born. Vardhate, grows. Viparinamate, modifies from childhood to youth, etc. Apakshiyate, declines from youth to old age. And finally, Vinashyati. This entire realm of experiences, while the body is going through these 6 modifying changes, 6 changes, inevitable, irreversible, unavoidable. If you're born, unavoidable. Therefore, within these changes of the body, this individual, who is this individual? Kaun hai ye? Who is this experiencer of of the world? Who is the one who's experiencing the sukh and the dukh? That individual has his own set that he has come with based on his own doings, which he has to go through, experience, face, for which the birth is there. This niyam, law, this law that is controlling the gati, movement of what experiences I am going to face, good and bad, both inclusive. Those, that law which governs it is called dharma. At this point of understanding, वो भी धर्म है, वो धर्म है which means जो हमारे, let me say it in English, sorry, that is our dharma which is allowing that law. Dharma here is the law that is governing the principle of karma, law of karma, but at a larger scope, very large, much beyond what I see in this life, much beyond my immediate experience. It is larger than that. It covers everything. It covers all my past life expressions. All my experiences is the right word. All my life experiences, it covers. That is also dharma. That dharma means if I'm sowing a mango seed, I get a mango tree. What governs this? Mango seed will create mango tree in the future. mango seed sown now will, mark the words, will create, quote unquote, will create a mango tree in future, in future. Because the minute I sow the seed, I don't get a tree, but it will create a mango tree in the future. That in the future aspect is kal, time. That sowing of the seed was done in a particular time, in a particular space, in a particular idea and intention for that action, a particular motivation for that action, a reason for that action to sow the seed. And in time, future, in this time I sow the seed, in another future time, I get a result. A result which, when I'm sowing the seed, I can't see. I don't know. I have no control over. I only have very little factors in my control. I can water the seed, I can take care to some extent, but in no way is it a guarantee that the same tree's fruits I will have. But there is some other guarantee that comes with it. There is a guarantee that there is some result that I will definitely have of that sowing of my mango seed. But will the same tree give me the same fruit? Will I only eat the fruit from that tree? Is that a certain law? For all of us, it's common sense. Is that a law? That's a question. Just to take a break. Is that a law?
Yes.
That from the same tree I will have a fruit. जो मैंने what seed I sow, it is from the same tree that I will have the fruit. Is that a law in common sense?
It is.
Is it? Do I only eat the fruit of the tree that I have sown the seed of? If that were the case, at least I shouldn't be having mangoes because I have not sown a mango tree. Fact is, my sowing of the mango seed, my laying the seed, sowing of the mango seed will create a mango tree. That is a law under circumstances, likely. But it is not a law that the same mango tree is the only fruit I will eat. It's a very subtle discernment. Common sense, what we have heard everywhere, normal common knowledge is the seed we sow is the fruit we eat. That's a correct thing. But you open that up, expand that. The seed I sow, if I'm taking it in the example, is not just what I will eat. That seed will become a tree, is the law under normal circumstances. Exactly. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. It's not written anywhere that the tree I am sowing the seed of is the only fruit I will eat in my life. The fruit I am eating in my life are perhaps the seeds sown by someone else. I'm eating those fruits also whose seeds someone else has nourished. As a result of which, what is the law that is coming out? I will be eating fruit, but may not be direct related to what I have done. That action may benefit someone else, but someone else's action may benefit me when I need it. I hope I'm communicating. If you're not clear, I should repeat this because there should be no confusion on this. You can always say, ask for it to be repeated. When I'm sowing a mango tree, there will be a mango tree. I'm sorry. When I'm sowing a mango seed, there will be a mango tree. Law. Provided everything's going along with it. Under that law, its conditions are fulfilled. But it is not a law that the same tree will give me the fruit. That tree alone is what I will eat the fruit of. That linear equation you have to see. It is not a law that वही पेड़ का आम मैं खाऊंगी जिस पेड़ का बीज मैंने बोया है. जिस पेड़ का बीज मैंने बोया है उसका फल किसी ना किसी को तो जाएगा, कोई तो खाएगा फल. और मैं जो फल खाऊंगी वो हो सकता है किसी और ने बीज बोया है, उसका फल मैं खा रही हूं. फल मुझे मिलेगा. See the layer, see the nuance. I sow a seed, I will get the experience, I will get a fruit, but it is not of the same tree that I have grown. What is the tatparyam? What is the essence of this? Dharma is, what is dharma here? That all beings are actually interrelated, interdependent. As long as everyone understands what is their duty to be done and they do that duty, they are locking as if their own karma phal, that what they have done may help someone else. They have locked that they will be helped when they want. Is this clear?
So, Deepti, if something good is happening to us, so it is a result of someone else's.
No. That good is happening. That's what there are two layers, as I said. One thing is that you have sown the seed, you have locked that you will be given a fruit. That is law of karma. You sow a seed, you get a fruit. Is that clear so much?
Yeah.
So your good, you get good back. But it is not the same good that you have done is the same good that is coming back. You get good back.
You locked the good to come to you.
That's right. You lock the good to come to you.
Okay.
But that action that you have done, which is now locked, certainly, it will fructify to give you a good result whenever it is to fructify. But your action is going to benefit someone, is also helping someone. That is under dharma. That is the law of karma in the reals. That is what was yajna. That is swadharma. You do your own action. Doing your own action will ensure that everyone in creation is remaining beneficial, remains beneficial to their life experiences. Am I making it clear? I think it should be clear, Bhavna, now. I'm just repeating once more. Answered, right. Great. So there are two things. One is law of karma, one is law of dharma. Karma is included in dharma. Through karma, I have locked the result. But on what basis should I do my karma? What is called doing a right karma that I should be locking the right result? That is based on dharma. What is my own dharma to be done? If I have the knowledge of it, if I have the clarity of it, my karma becomes easy to do. It is my karma to do that. And that is what he's saying to Arjun. You are born a Kshatriya. Your dharma is, what is dharma? His dharma is not to protect his life. He is a Kshatriya. His dharma is not to protect his family. He has sown the seed of a mango tree. The fruit of which is to be spread over. Someone else will have the fruit of it. Being a Kshatriya, his karma is to protect, but his dharma is to protect everyone. Those who look up to him, those who are his subjects, those who are weak, he has to protect, not just his family. That is not his dharma as a Kshatriya. So उसका स्वधर्म क्या है? उसका स्वधर्म है, he has to protect his praja. उसका कर्म क्या है? He has to fight the war to uphold the dharma, his own dharma. I think it's fairly clear now. If anyone's not clear, please say so. I'll repeat it because it may be the first time some of you may be listening to it. So you should be clear on it. Once more, because dharma has many layers. What is swadharma? Krishna said in 35th verse of 3rd chapter, better is to die in your own swadharma than doing someone else's dharma, following someone else's dharma. In other words, our scope of karma from the Vedic standpoint is limited, is defined, has a boundary. And that boundary within which we must center our actions, our karma, is based upon our own swadharma. What is my dharma? Based on that, I do my karma. That execution of doing what I should be doing, I may lock the result of it. In time, it has to come because fruits do not get generated immediately. फल आने में वक्त लगता है. That time has got involved in that component of karma, time, space, and my intention are the components, ingredients of my action. They are the subtle action, subtle realm of my action. Subtle means that which is not visible to the senses. My intention is not visible to the senses. Eyes can't see my intention, ears can't hear my intention, nose can't smell my intention, tongue can't taste my intention, skin can't touch my intention. So what is my intention? It is subtle. It is sukshma. Component means it is a anga. It's a part of what makes an action to be locking a result. That result, What is my capacity to sow a mango seed today? I've gained a capacity. Today I can sow a mango seed. That capacity to sow a mango seed, which is there for me in the physical world, the gross part of the life, gross part means the manifest life, that I can sow a mango seed is a capacity I have earned by my past action. But will I do that today or not? Will I follow my dharma or not? If I can sow a mango seed, will I, should I, or do I want to? I have a choice. I may not. I will eat the fruits that come in my life, whatever is coming my way, but I am not interested in doing those karmas that fall in my dharmas. I'm not wanting to do that. Such a one Krishna has called is a, anybody remembers? Since we are on revision, who is he who is only going to enjoy the fruits but not do his own dharma? Who is he? A thief, correct. Stena eva saha. He is a thief. If you can see it in this example, I have the capacity today to sow a seed. Very good, all of you. I have a capacity today to sow a seed. That sowing of a seed, which can benefit others, because I'm repeating myself, जो पेड़ मैं बो रही हूँ, बीज मैं बो रही हूँ, उसका फल मुझे ही मिलेगा जरूरी नियम नहीं है. उसका फल आएगा और उसको और लोग भोगेंगे. वो फल सब पे जाएगा. It will be distributed. But supposing I have the capacity and I also have a free will that I don't want to sow a seed. मेरा मन मुझे नहीं करना. I don't want to follow my dharma. But I will enjoy whatever comes to me. Such a one is called a thief. He was a, he's a stena eva saha. Know him to be enjoying what the creation and other people's efforts is giving to him, but he is not ready to put in his efforts to benefit others. I don't think yajna can get more clearer than this. This is yajna. This is based on the principle of dharma. Dharma is what upholds life. Dharma is what gives us the movement in our life of what experiences we will have in our life. Those experiences, the law that governs, overlooks this entire vast scheme that we can't even imagine in any terms. Which karma will manifest when, for whom, all this multiple lives and each one's as if dedicated experiences to their own karmas. That governor of it all is controller of the soul, the record keeper of the soul, the one who allows this execution of flawlessness of this execution, that no one will have any experience, good or bad, right or wrong. We cannot see the causation behind it, but it is an absolute law of dharma which governs it. It needs a little reflection to think about, and that if we keep our life within the standards of dharma, that dharma is giving us the boundary of what karma is to be executed by us, and not doing those karmas means akarma eva. I refuse to do what I have to do. That akarma Krishna has said, don't slip into. Don't fall into this idea that what is for me to do as my dharma, as my karma, I will not do. Don't slip into this. That's what Arjun's example to all of us is. If you overlook your own karma, which is your dharma, then you are upsetting in the larger cycle of life, and your own fall will start. You will create aberration of your own duty to do, that will become papam in some way, that you will incur. Uh, in other words, you were supposed to do something that would have gone and benefited someone else down the line. My best example truly is, I am very inspired by this all the time. That's right. When I look at the bhashyams, Vedanta bhashyams that Shankaracharya has written, he has written a bhashyam, and look at the glory of our parampara. We are not even clear of his era of lifespan. There is debate. When was he even born? But look at the monumental effect of his karma, that till generations and generations, we don't know when he was born, really speaking. There's a debate. Of course, a lot of Western philosophers have put it between 6th and 8th century, but that's not true from the traditional standpoints. But therefore, there is a debate, there is a uncertainty. The point is, whose birth also we are not able to place where it falls. The seed sown by him in terms of his bhashyam, are the fruits benefiting whom? Who's enjoying the fruit? Who's gaining the clarity of the vision? Who's gaining the clarity of the knowledge? For whom is this knowledge becoming a direction? In which generation, in which time? Is Shankaracharya even aware of it? Is he anywhere in the picture? But his fruit is yielding results, is going on giving fruits to every seeker in every generation henceforth. Every real seeker has found solace in what he has written, has found the confusion that gets spread in society because of so much knowledge floating half digested. You come to Bhashyam and that doubt veil lifts up. That's a fruit. Say, in my case, if I say I enjoy that fruit, what is my duty now? What falls in my dharma? I'm enjoying a fruit given by,
To spread it.
exactly. I must do my dharma. When I do that dharma, what happens? I'm not getting so much a benefit. While yes, people say if you do this, it only, that's not really true. That's not a dharmic standpoint. That's a laukic standpoint. When you teach others, you only benefit. This is a modern laukic standpoint, which is correct in its own place. You get affirmed, you assert knowledge, but that's not the real reason. When you are eating the fruit of someone else's labor, your duty is to put your swadharmic karma back, that someone else can enjoy that fruit. And that is called the wheel, he says, I have set forth in life. Which verse was it? Since we've already done it, can anyone say that?
I think it is chapter 3 and one of the, I think it's 11th or 12th. I'm not sure. I'll just check. One
Huh,
minute.
huh. What is it cycle that he mentions? That I have set forth. I'm giving time, everybody check back. What is that verse that he has said? I have set forth the cycle. of creation on yajna, which means everyone does what is their duty to do.
This is 14th verse. Anna Bhavanti Bhutani.
You're right.
Arjuna.
That's right. 14th and 15th is talking of that cycle, and in the 16th verse, he concludes it. Evam pravartitam chakram. That is the chakra I have said. What is the chakra? We are gaining, eating the fruits of what our people from other people have put labor into. Exactly. Very good. Excellent, all of you. What fruits others have put, we are enjoying the labor of those fruits. Therefore, don't eat without putting your labor back. You put your labor back also. What falls in your gunas, what falls as your dharma, what falls within your scope of karma, you put it back. And when you do it with a right intention and a right attitude, and what is that right attitude? He says,
This is, I think, verse 30.
exactly, very good, very good. Verse 30. When you do that karma with an attitude, Mai Sarvani Karmani, Sanyasya Adhyatma Chetasa Nirashi Nirmamaha Bhutva Yutyasva Vigata Jwaraha. Give all your actions, submit them to me, to this chakram that I have set. Offer them to me. I am the Dharma ruler. I am the Ishvara. I am Paramatma. In the Bhashyam, we see Mai means Paramatma, Ishvara. All your actions that fall in your Dharma, offer them to me without asaktaha chetaha. Do it without any attachment to the fruits, without any asha, without mamatvam. Do it as enthusiastically and as willingly as someone else who is attached, who is here in the terms working for their own self, not for yajna, not for dharma, but just doing karma because they get a money at the end, they get salary at the end, they want to enjoy their life, they want to eat, drink, and be merry. Meri zindagi, meri marzi. Those who have such an attitude, he says, they do actions with a certain fervor in them, with a certain enthusiasm is the right word. They do it with a certain enthusiasm. You maintain the same enthusiasm in doing your dharmas. That is the whole spirit of the third chapter. In a nutshell, that Krishna is telling, based on Vedas, based on Vedic knowledge, that here if you are doing your dharma, dharma will protect you. And there is no way that your movement of life experiences will only go higher and higher, means better and better and upward, till your karma, dharma is, when it is done with this attitude that he has spelt out, brings your purification of your antakaranam, where you don't need a result carrot in front of you to act. Dharma inspires you to act because it's my dharma. I will do it. And you're not even, you don't know where the seeds get spread, who benefits, how much, nothing, nothing. It's done because where is your focus? Your focus is on
Doing the dharma.
exactly. It is shifted completely. Before we have this given to us as knowledge, we are focused on doing karma because हमें उसका फल चाहिए. I want to work. I work because I want to gain money. I have to gain status. I have to gain comfort. I have to gain freedom from struggle. But really speaking, what gives us freedom from struggle again and again is one who upholds dharma. Dharma protects. such a one. That is the law of dharma. It works like that. It is only explained in these terms, but it's a working law. It is not a knowing law. It is not something that you just know. It is an observable law. And therefore, he said, O Arjun, dedicate your actions to me and stick your life on your dharmas. Karmas, which are your dharmas. जिंदगी अगर आपको ज़्यादा ज्ञान नहीं है, आपको ज़्यादा विवेक बुद्धि नहीं है, if you don't have too much of a contemplative nature or a reflective nature, or if you're not very deeply interested in what is life, what is God, what is all, if you're not interested, doesn't matter. You are at least interested in that you should have a good life. Then the principle to have even a good life is when you execute your karma as your, which are your dharmas. When you do that, at least you're ensured that you will have a good life. And through Puranic stories and everything you get, I cannot quote at this particular point a particular story, but there's a basic gist that flows throughout the stories of the Puranas, and which is that what was I saying?
Do your duty. The fruits shall fall.
Right? And it's just slipped away. Never mind, if it comes back, I'll say it. So now Arjun wanted to know, when it is such a straightforward path, you have said it clearly, yet why is it that we get strayed away from following it? Knowing that this is the right thing, why do we stray ourselves away from it? Why are we not able to execute it? Why is following dharma so difficult? Why is doing our karma as arpanam so difficult? Is it not? Actually, let us first be very honest. Doing our karmas, initial stages, I'm not talking if we have practiced enough, then we all know the answer. If we have practiced enough, this is the easiest to do. But initially, doing our karmas as an offering to Ishvara, is it easy or not easy?
It's difficult because suddenly you need to stop thinking about fruits. You need to have a lot of shraddha to.
Right?
So you may lose your focus, but if you have enough shraddha in you to say that, and you will see around the world that it works. It's not just written. You'll see, but it will come in later stages. Not maybe not with you. You may see it with others.
Yeah, that's right. No, just let's stick to the starting. Our starting point. My starting point. Finished. Answer is there. Is there anyone who can say that it was easy? Nobody will say it was easy. It is not easy. Why is it exactly? Very good. Because the past momentum, we have acted on our rag dvesh in the past. It is not a natural thing to leave our own interest away and work towards something that seemingly is not in my interest till knowledge expands where my interest lies, really speaking. In what is my interest? When I, through the knowledge, expand my vision and I understand मेरा हित किस में है सच में, in where lies my interest, that larger vision, when I start to understand my interest lies in doing karmas as yoga and not karma for bhog, when my intellect starts to register that my interest is in doing yoga. Previously, I see that my interest is in gaining fruit for myself. And many janmas we may have. It's a strong force in us that I only work when I see my interest being fulfilled somewhere. It is only when I am able to see where really my interest lies, that is the process of this knowledge, that it changes our way of looking at where really is Shreyas for us. Where is that Shreyo marg? What is Arjun asking? What is in my Shreyas? That Shreyas, when we are able to identify where is my Shreyas, is it in coming back every lifetime, Janma after Janma, and just having some instant pleasures, and then taking any measure that we can think of without seeing whether it is right or wrong. I resort to unrighteous means to fulfill myself. I just think the law of life is eat, drink, and be merry at any cost, even if it means hurting others and killing others and doing anything that is there. The other extreme. Is that what is the right principle to live life on? Is that what is mine? Is it in this that my interest lies? That I have to be enjoying at any cost. Apni zindagi, meri marzi. Is this where my interest lies? Shastra says, no. It may look so today, but what are you locking in the process? You're locking pain and suffering in time. जो आज कर रहे हो इसका फल आपको बाद में ही मिलेगा. What have you locked the फल? You have locked that pain and suffering, because in your instant pleasure to gratify yourself today, you inflicted pain and suffering to others. How? By not doing what you were supposed to do. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, there is someone who gets denied. It is in the realm of dharma. You may not see where your actions are benefiting whom. Your not doing your dharma will certainly deprive someone else of their righteous result, which was to fall in their scheme of dharma, karma, in their scheme of karma. If you don't do this, as Krishna told Arjun, if you refuse to fight this war, too bad, I'll have to choose some other nimit, because these Kauravas have locked a certain result for their own sake, for which this war has already started. It's on the brink of the war we stand. And the fall of this, these Kauravas have already earned for themselves. I have to pick up some other nimit. If you refuse to do your karma, which is your dharma, you will incur the sin, the papam, the pratyavaya papam, the papam of not doing your own dharma. You, on your individual level, will incur that papam. You will fall from that heaven that you were supposed to get as a Kshatriya. Even if you die, you will go to that Kshatriya realm, even if you don't get moksha, because if you don't do it for Chitta Shuddhi, you will earn some punyam, you will fall from that. You will fall from the result of gaining some yash and some fame that you already have earned. You will lose all that fruit also. And in time, you yourself are going to go through these, you're locking that for yourself. But by not doing your dharma now, you are that result that has to manifest for all these lives. I will choose someone else. Krishna says, I will pick up another nimit to execute this plan of resettling. In the 4th chapter, he's going to say, whenever a dharma grows, and that we are all a very famous verse, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya Atmani Srijamyaham. I keep coming again and again for the sake of restoring dharma. So Arjun, if as a Kshatriya tumhara dharma hai, you dedicate your karma to me. I am executing the law of dharma equally, impartially to everyone, getting their own fruits. I'm not seeing whether this is Kaurava and you are my bhanja or bhatija, whatever that word is, that relation is, I don't know what that is. You are my relative, and there I'm not seeing all that. I am only upholding the dharma. that I have set this creation on. If you will not act, I will choose someone else. Therefore, without saying too many words, I think it should be fairly clear now. Arjun is now asking, itna clear hone ke baad, why are we still in that momentum? Why are we, what is that force in us? Arjun, thanks to him, that we are going to get that clarity, laser split exposed to us. Where is that force in us that prevents us from executing our own, dedicating ourselves to execute the karmas that are our dharmas? What is that force? In the 37th verse, Krishna says it is Kama Esha. That force is Kama. Kama means that. Thanks to Madhusudan Saraswati ji, we have seen this. I'm going to try and summarize it. Based on the momentum of our past karmas that are there as our impressions in our subtle body, in our antakarnam, there is a small portion of that force which is manifest to give us a birth of this body. Within this gross body, that antakarnam is now, a certain expression has taken fructification. That force of which is held within that antakarnam, which is seeking its own phalam, that is that calm. Desire is a very weak word for calm. Calm is kamana, is also another Hindi word for it. But calm is that desiring process itself, which is ingrained with an idea that if I get this, I will be happy. I will be full. Happy is even a small word. I will be complete is the right word. Purnatvam is my seeking. We do not recognize this, but Purnatvam is what I want. So my calm that I have attributed to various fulfillments, conditional fulfillments, that if I get this, I will be full, that presupposition that I have, that calm is there within us. That is the force that is pushing us into action. Hamara, it's a very fine line. Pay full attention. I'll repeat it if it's not clear. Krishna has just finished saying, act based on your swadharma. Karam based on your swadharma. As a dedication to me, offer it to me without fruits, without mama, etc. Done. Arjun says, why is it so difficult to do this? Krishna says, that which is preventing you from doing this is your own desire seeking fulfillment, purnatvam. That kamna that is seeking purnatvam through various conditions that you have attributed falsely. ये हो जाएगा तो I will be quiet, ये हो जाएगा तो I'll be complete, ये होगा तो I'll be full, ये होगा तो I'll be resting forever, ये हो जाएगा तो I will not ask anything else, etc., etc., etc. Lot of accumulated ifs and buts we have in our force. That calm in us is pushing us to do our karma, which is presupposing a result which I will get and then I will be fulfilled. Opposite of it was a desire only to do what I am supposed to do. That's not called a calm. That's a desire in English is a common word, but What is that calm there? The calm is not there. It's a duty. It's my kartavya. I do as a kartavya. Swadharam is my kartavya. Kartavya is different from calm. Kamana. What is kamana? What is calm? Calm is when I am doing something thinking that this will fulfill me. This will give me happiness. That is desire. In English, desire gets replaced both places, so there can be a little confusion. It's an overlapping word. That desire with which I want only fulfillment, he says that is your ingrained in your chittam, in your antakaranam. That is the force which is preventing you from doing what you should do. And that's obvious. Don't we see that also in our life? What prevents us from doing what we should do is something that is an immediate result, is something that is giving us immediate satisfaction, is something that is giving us instant pleasure. That force, he says, residing in your antakarnam, brought in your life by your previous acquired samskars, call them vasanas, by your previous acquired engagements that you have strengthened, your vasanas, your impressions, that latent thing which your senses are not seeing, but they are the ones that will push, they will seek, they will rise, they nudge from within. Rajo guna samudbhavaha. They trigger the rajas in you. Rajas is the guna for activity. Rajas is a guna for action. Rajas means highly active. More rajas, more active a person is. That which pushes our organs of action, or which sets our organs of action into momentum, into action. My hands start working, my feet starts working, my speech starts working. What is putting them into action is that calm behind, which triggers the rajas, rajoguna samudbhavaha, samudbhavaha. It triggers the rajasic guna in you. That calm which triggers the rajasic guna in you, that calm, know, O Arjun, later, Maha Ashanaha. It is a great consumer, eater. It is a great, it is devourer. It devours, devours. What am I talking? It will devour. It will
Derail?
sorry?
Derail? It will derail you from
No,
what
no.
you should do.
Devour.
Devour.
It will consume. It is a maha ashanaha. It is a great consumer. It will never ever be satiated. A calm is not satiable. It is like fire. It will never say, I have consumed enough. When you fulfill one desire or some desires, we think after this I will have no more desire. But the nature of desire is that it will multiply itself. We'll have more offshoots of the desire, and there'll be more desiring after that. So that keeps us in that process of action and seeking fulfillment, but it will go on pushing us into action, but it will never be fulfilled. Maha Ashanaha, it goes on consuming itself. And Mahapapma, it is one that makes us do things that are not in our duties to do. And we take to paradharma, we take to sensory pleasures, we indulge in all kinds of adharma, makes us do things that makes us lock unpleasant results in the future. It is Mahapapma. It is also the cause of anger. Anger, as in when we see a fruit coming our way and it gets obstructed. An obstruction towards my fulfillment brings up an anger. That anger is an expression also of the kamana that is there within. Krodh is the manifest part. Its subtle part is a desire which has got interrupted. And not just interrupted. I will attribute a cause of someone interrupting that desire. It's a obstruction directly seen to my fulfillment. And then comes up anger. So calm and krodh both will go on fueling. They'll keep oiling. They will keep adding fuel to rajas. And by themselves, they are not satiable at all. O Arjun, know that this is the real enemy. Vidhi, know. Enam, this calm, this krodh, which is giving rise to rajas. This calm and this krodh is your iha, here in this world of manifestation, of birth. Vairenam, your enemy. This is the enemy. Enemy, as in, this is the one that is constantly taking you away. Derail is the right word now. It is derailing you constantly from doing what you ought to be doing as your dharma, as a participant to this creation, doing things that without self interest completely is not possible, but without self, as we say in English, without your selfish interest, doing it because it benefits others also. That is why you are that force is because of that, why we don't remain steadfast on our dharma. Can we see the connection? How that calm is derailing us. Is it clear? Others?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Others, I would presume you're not there. It's a joke. Yeah. I know you're all there. I'm just joking. Yes, okay, great. Glad. So now he is giving us this 3 reasons, 3 examples in the next verse to show us how this desire as if envelops your own true nature. How is it a vairi? He said this calm is your enemy. It will constantly prevent you from doing what you're supposed to do. It is your highway robber. It will take you away to the path of prayers. It will take you away from Shreyas towards prayers. How? He gives us 3 examples now. What are the 3 examples? He says, just as, absolutely beautiful examples, and very fine, they need a lot of reflection, is what I'm saying. To the extent that I still am reflecting on them, because you go on reflecting and you go on gaining some more clarity on it. It looks very simple. 3 examples of different degrees of desires. But there is more to it than just what evidently looks. First example he gives is just as. Okay, I'm rephrasing the words. This desire calm is your enemy, which is obstructing or preventing you from your own Shreyo mark. How is this an enemy? He says, just as just as fire is enveloped by smoke. When wood is wet, etc., a little wet, and when you light a fire, you see a lot of smoke first. That smoke is as if clouding the fire, which is also lit. So, smoke and fire both are as if coexisting, but what you are experiencing directly is the smoke because it is covering the fire as if. Fire is, Bhashyakar Shankara has given the words, Prakashatmaka. It is actually light in itself. Fire is of the nature of light, but its light giving nature is shrouded by smoke, which is a prakashatmaka, which is not a revealer, which has no light in it, which is actually as if covering the very prakashatmaka, the light of the fire is shrouded by smoke, which by itself is not light. Translate that. There are two levels at which this interpretation is given. At an average level, normal level, it is to follow the knowledge of, I'm first giving the easier explanation, the knowledge of Atma is covered by the desires. That's an obvious thing. Atma cannot be covered, but the knowledge of Atma gets covered by this desire. The second interpretation is the knowledge of Atma is as good as Atma. I'll come to that question, Shruti. So, as good as the desire is the Atma, which is actually self-expressing, self-revealing. Now, the consciousness, as in English we may say, I am a pure conscious being. The nature of my own being is Sat Chit Anandam as Lakshana. I'm ever existing. I'm ever pure consciousness. I'm ever awareness, undiluted, unchangeable, changeless. I'm that awareness. Its real word is Atma. I'm that. They are not non-separate. आत्मा की characteristics नहीं है वो जो ever existent है, ever present है, वो आत्मा है. And ever Anandam, always. From there itself, which is pure light, my own ichhas for some limited joys are as if clouding, veiling, as if is a very important word. You cannot hear half. If you just hear veiling and clouding, you will think they really do cloud and veil Atma. As if is an important thing to be added. They appear to veil, they appear to cloud the actual expression of Atma. So my buddhi is not recognizing it because it is shrouded by, clouded by ichha for some limited pleasure and joy. But what happens if you go on persistently seek Atma Vidya? What will happen? Very soon the cloud disappears, the smoke disappears. Though they are there together, but very soon the smoke will disappear and the light of the fire will shine forth. So at this stage, the little ichhas that you may have for the world, if you just persist the seeking of the higher nature of your own being, arrive at it, then very soon these ichhas dissolve away. They don't remain because the real light of Satchitananda Swabhav is shining forth. Arising at the same place, fire and smoke together, in the same place which is Atma, non-recognition of it has given rise, or my misapprehension. I sit here today thinking I'm an individual. That means those kamanas is what I hold on to in my antakarnam, and they are the ones that are pushing me into realms of seeking further limitations. But when you follow the process given here through Karam Yoga, etc., that Chitta Shuddhi forming, Gyan happening as in Gyan strengthening, through that knowledge, your kamanas dissolve, burn away, because the falsity of sukh through bhog is evident. It's impermanent. And the permanent shines forth. Then I'll just quickly cover the other two examples. We'll conclude tomorrow. The second example he gives us, like dust on mirror. Now, dust on mirror. Dust is from an external source. Dust is not ingrained in the mirror. Smoke and fire, smoke has come along with fire. But dust and mirror, wherever there is mirror, there need not be dust. Dust seems to have got accumulated. It isn't taking on. It is adding on. When mirror is not kept clean, if you don't go on putting the effort of cleaning the mirror, on its own the mirror will accumulate dust. In the same way, if we do not go on doing our karmas as our dharmas, as our chitta shuddhi, etc., then when you act on your ragadvesh, fulfill your desires, go on doing that, means you are not keeping your antakarnam shuddh, then automatically there'll be more impurity that will get added on. Now, that impurity which is now getting added on, dust is that impurity. The nature of that dust is that mirror's capacity to reflect back what is there clearly as is without distortion. That's a mirror. It doesn't distort. What falls in it, it shows back. But dust prevents that clear image to be reflected back, though the image is falling clearly, but its reflection is not going to be clear. Its reflection of that image is going to be blurred. It will be hazy. Depends upon the degree of dust accumulated. Now, what will have to be needed as a separate effort will be first to clean away the dust, the impurities of the aham and the mama that have got added. They need to be cleared up first also. Then the first example will fall into place, that the little few desires that are remaining, and not as desires but as kamana, the latent kamana which is still there, that will now go away with Atmagyan. But in the second example, that effort will be needed. So Shama, Dama, Adi, that sampatti will have to be gathered to prevent first from more impurity to be added and the existing impurity to be cleaned up gradually. Those values, in other words, coming back to dharma, seeking dharma, again coming back to the formula that we've just said Bhagwan is giving us, living a life on that will now start cleaning the mirror. Supposing I do not do that, I am completely into bhogi element. My life, I'm a charvaka. I eat, I live, and I be merry, and I have no duties to do to anyone. Rather, on the contrary, others have duty to do towards me. मेरा करने का कुछ नहीं है, बाकी सबको मेरे लिए कुछ ना कुछ करना चाहिए. That kind of a privileged feeling if I have, and I feel I owe nothing to nobody, and I deserve to be served as a person. And if that is so, that aham has now become absolutely strong. And out of that aham and mama, now it is like the third example where the fetus is covered by the womb. You can't see it at all. You cannot see from external that fetus in the womb. The womb covers it completely, hides it from expression. And only at the right time, means there'll be some time gap before one will have the chance to see it. In other words, the kamana will be so deeply embedded. What is the cause of my krodh? A lot of us are not able to trace back. What is the cause of my holding that I need this so desperately, that without it I'll be a miserable person? So many of us fail to trace it to its roots, which means my idea of who I am is not traceable immediately back. That's where Ramana Maharishi comes, and he constantly reminds us the sadhana to be done always is don't let the mind out, but direct the mind inward. If you take it out into the realm of senses, slowly they become so strong, the indriyas gain, and we have seen it through the second chapter and third chapter. Indriyas will gain their momentum. In fact, he's coming now. In the next verse onwards, indriyas will gain momentum, and strengthen themselves, and they will take us on their own pursuit. Therefore, it seems avritam. Avritam means covers. So, dhumena avritam vahnihi. Adarshaha avritam malena, by mala, by dirt. Ulpena avritaha garbhaha. The fetus is covered by the womb. Tena idam avritam. By that, by this vairi, by this calm, avritam is covered. Idam, this. Now, this word is where the interpretations fall. Is this referring to Atma, or is it referring to the knowledge of Atma? They should be non-separate. It covers the real nature of your own being, who is Satchitananda. And therefore, you are absolutely involved in the world and in samsara gati. Here's a question. Is calm predominantly tamasic and rajasic in nature? Is it right to say that that acts as a robber? When you use the word calm, yes, you can say it is in this context for sure. Krishna is telling us it is rajasic. Calm is rajasic, not tamasic. It is rajasic because it pushes the organs of action into karma. So the movement part of it, the rajas gets triggered. And why is that rajas getting triggered? Because the idea that by gaining that, I will be fulfilled. So calm is predominantly rajasic in Swabhav. Later you may categorize them, and in 18th chapter, Krishna does categorize them into sattva, rajas, and tamas based on for what we have an kamna for. So my kamna can be sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. But means I have sattvic desire, I have a rajasic desire, or I have a tamasic desire. But the nature of calm is predominantly rajasic. Okay. So I think we'll end the class here.
Deeptiji,
Mhm.
it almost seems that these three examples, they are not separate, right? They're chronological. You seek, you do the Purushartha, and then in time it reveals itself.
Yes. Yeah. They're not separate. They're showing the strength of the three stages. So when our desire, our kamnas are very, very strong, that's the third stage. Then with little effort, second stage. And then the first stage, which is fire and smoke.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So is that all? Yeah. Any other question? Okay, so we'll end the class here. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी स्वस्य शालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Recording stopped.
Hari Om, everyone. All right, thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Deepti ji, the homework that you gave, can we submit it next